That's right. Put your hands together. Best Country 106. It's Jay and Laney J live. Good Tuesday morning. I'm soloing it once again this morning, but we appreciate you joining us here on Best Country 106. And I have a very special in-studio guest, big Tuesday show for you, starting things off with Johnny Caldwell, candidate for County Commissioner District 3. Good morning.
Good morning, Jay. How are you?
I'm outstanding, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing great, man. Couldn't be more blessed.
I hear that. That's a great way to start it off right there, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's get this thing underway. Of course, as a candidate for County Commissioner District 3, you are up for election coming up in what? Exactly 1 week today.
1 week, Jay.
One week today.
We've been running since January, so
wow.
January 1st, I think we were the first one to announce. So we've been getting after it.
Well, you've been very active on social media, and I see a lot of interaction there, so a lot of people know about you. But for those that may not know about you or maybe on the fence, this is a great time for you to introduce yourself to them. So for those that don't know who Johnny Caldwell is, tell us about yourself.
My name's Johnny Caldwell. Like I said, I'm running for District 3 County Commissioner. I've lived here in Broken Bow, Oklahoma, Holly Creek area all of my life. I was born and raised here. So, you know, my family, we raise our kids here. I mean, this little part of the world is very important to me. I have a college background. I went to school to be a RN. You know, and then also I'm a double business owner. And, you know, I pride myself on just taking care of people, listening to the people, getting their input, and just making sure that everybody's on the right track to get positive results.
I like that.
You know, we like I said, I've lived here all of my life, man. And this place is super important to me.
I love it. Well, what made you run for county commissioner then?
Well,
do we have time? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, sir, man. We got some time.
Lots to talk about.
I just feel like I want better for the community, and it's nothing against anyone that's currently in there or anything like that. It's just I feel like I have the qualities and the intangibles to do a great job for this county. And I feel like if I get in there, I can make a difference. And one of the most important things to me, Jay, in life is just unity. And a big part of a county commissioner is, you know, you want to work with the people and for the people.
Right.
And we can get so much more done by bringing unity back together, treating people kindly, just pulling the community back together so that we can all work together for a common goal.
I love that. Well, obviously, we hear a lot about roads when talking to county commissioners. What makes you different than any other county commissioner when it comes to approaching roads and how we're going to deal with them?
Well, when you talk about roads, you know, the county commissioner, his job is to get you the money that you need to work on your road.
Okay.
And
so you're not going to go out there and fill potholes? Is that not the job of the county commissioner?
No, that's not your job.
Right.
If you're doing that, then most likely somebody else is not doing their job.
Gotcha.
I think we have some good guys in there that work. I think we have people in place to take care of roads. Roads is you know, I said I went to nursing school.
Right.
And if you think of it in that aspect, a RN, he has a lot of delegatory work. So he's going to delegate a lot of things down to his CNAs and his LPNs and things like that. But at the end of the day, if something goes wrong, he's still accountable.
Gotcha.
Or she's still accountable.
Right.
Well, it's the same way in county commissioning. You're going to be the head. You're going to be the leader of business for the county. So you need to be focusing on the things that you can do to make your county better and to get the resources that your road foreman and your secretary and then the guys out there in the field are going to need, you know, up-to-date equipment, good training, which training is kind of a debatable topic because when you talk about training, if you were to Google it or look it up, to send someone to grader school is pretty expensive.
Right.
So the best training is going to be on the job. You got to have guys in there that know how to do the job. As you're bringing guys in, you can train them along the way. Because when you go to these schools, they're not going to just put them on all the variations of rock that you're going to grade around this county.
Right.
So the best thing to do is get them on the job with people, and only one guy can fit in that cab. So you got to make enough time. It's going to take patience.
Right.
And you know, we've got graders now. And I always believe you can't really judge anybody until you're in there, because leadership can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, speaking of roads, we've heard a lot about roads from candidates, but I want to know if there's any plans out there when it comes to the roads. Do you have a plan?
Yes, sir, Jay. I actually do. I think I'm probably the only candidate running that has a true 4-year plan that we've implemented, and I've spent 3.5 years getting ready for this. I've been studying everything about county commissioning, their duties, what they're responsible for, and what's expected of them. And in doing that, Jay, I built a plan, and it's like anything else in business. You know, when you build a plan, it's got to be realistic.
Right.
I could come up here and tell you all sorts of things, but if it's not achievable, it's not a true plan. So we built a 4-year plan, and I'd be happy to go over that with you.
Please do.
So in our 4-year plan for District 3, year 1, what I put together was we want to fix the foundation, which means we want to assess, repair, and get to work. We're going to identify and fix the worst roads first. We're going to prioritize school bus and emergency routes. We're going to begin consistent grading and pothole repair, and then we're going to start drainage improvements to prevent washouts. And then we're going to conduct full equipment and budget review. In year 2, what we want to do is we want to build it back the right way. We call it Stronger Roads That Last. And what we're going to do there is we're going to rebuild roads with proper base material. We're going to fix culverts, ditches, and water flow issues. We're going to repair bridges and low water crossings. We're going to begin chip seal and asphalt upgrades where needed. And then we're going to bring in state and federal funding. And that's a big part of where the commissioner comes in.
Okay.
In year 3, we're going to expand and improve. We call it No Road Left Behind. Improve rural and overlooked roads. We're going to upgrade drainage systems countywide. We're going to increase consistency across District 3 roads. Continue securing outside funding opportunities, and strengthen long-term infrastructure planning. And then in year 4, I believe if you're running for county commissioner just to get through 4 years, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Gotcha.
So in year 4, we're going to make it last. My goal is from the time I get in there, if the people would give me the opportunity, is that I want to build for the future. I want to try to make a difference in 4 years that lasts. And so we want to say maintain all improvements with routine upkeep. We want to establish a 5-10-year road plan. We want to keep equipment updated for efficiency. We want to ensure full accountability on spending and deliver results the community can see and trust. So we want to put this all together. And obviously, when you build a plan and you get in there, you're going to have to make adjustments along the way.
Right.
And although this is a 4-year plan, if we can get it done faster, that's great. I think by going in there and restructuring the county barn and the way that thing is ran,
right,
we can get more efficiency and we can get better accountability. And in doing that, we'll get more production out of the money we currently have.
Hey, and that's a big one because we had talked a little bit yesterday. The amount of roads that need to be fixed is still the same, but the dollar amounts, the cost to fix the roads keeps going up, and your dollars that keep coming in still the same.
Exactly. So a lot of people don't know that, you know, in 2015 there was a cap put on the local budget or the local funding for the amount of money that we get to keep.
Really?
So that's basically done exactly what you just said. I mean, it's kept us at a 2015 level. So while rock and equipment and everything else has gone up, we pretty much stayed the same. So it doesn't really matter what you bring in. They put a cap on what we can keep.
Huh.
And that's a big part of a county commissioner too, is we're the bridge. We're the bridge from like your hospitals, your CEOs, your sheriff, all of these people. We're the voice. We're the megaphone for the public from local government to our state rep,
right,
and where we need to be to get legislative changes that are going to open the door for us to return our funds back to our municipalities.
That's a great point. You've been doing a lot of door knocking, a lot of talking to the public.
Yes, sir.
What's one thing besides roads? What's one thing you're really hearing from the constituents, from the people that will be voting on Tuesday?
The one thing that I keep hearing as far as I go, is that they've just enjoyed the fact that I've been visible.
Gotcha.
They can call me anytime. I answer if they have something they want to look at, even though we're not capable of fixing it currently.
Right.
We go, we look, we assess the situation, and we build a plan. If we were elected, how would we go about fixing it? And they seem to really enjoy that. They're concerned that over the last 4 years, they think that it has gotten to a point that, it's going to be hard to come back from, Jay. But one of the things that I noticed that I actually am positive about and that I have some good vibes for is that probably 70% of the issues that the public are dealing with when I go out and look at it are things that can be fixed with just a little bit of time and a machine. It's not everything's not going to require a bunch of money.
Right.
Cleaning out these ditches, getting these tin horns where they'll drain, moving water, just going out there with your guys and reading your roads. If you've got a road that's sitting and you look down it and it's laying to the north, and then it goes a little way and it's laying to the south. You got to understand that wherever that road is laying is where you're going to pretty much get your water flow at. The crown in the road helps, but if that road, gravity does what gravity does.
Right, and people driving on it, that
yes,
causes
sir.
as
yes,
well.
Sir.
Well, and we had talked a little bit about that as well when it comes to flooding. I saw on your social media that you've been talking about the flooding with the roads, and people,
yes,
citizens have had some issues with their properties flooding as well.
Yes,
and you
sir.
said, like you mentioned, you've gone out there and assessed it, even though you haven't been elected yet.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the main thing for me that I want people to know is if I'm elected, I'm extremely approachable. I'm kind, but I'm also stern. So we're gonna go, we're gonna look, we're gonna assess accurately and be realistic. And so when these people have called me out, to look at things, and I've been amazed at how many people have called that have true issues. It's not like, I'm not saying it's not ever going to happen, because I know it does. They'll call, it'll be something small, or something like that. But I've seen so many things that, like underneath tin horns being washed out because the tin horn's too small.
Right.
And so the water's hitting underneath the tin horn instead of flowing through it, and it's washing the ground out underneath it. Well, then the pavement on the top, as that tin horn starts to settle, it's cracking and sinking in. And so if those things ever sink and fall all the way, it could be a hazard.
Right.
And the public is seeing these things. And that's why I want to bring everything back together to where I want the community to be perfectly okay with calling me and being able to talk to me about things without thinking that I'm going to be upset or that we don't care.
Right.
And I think in doing that, we're going to be able to see and fix more problems than what we currently are. And like I said, that's just what I believe.
When it comes to equipment and budgeting, you mentioned using some of the equipment and manpower you already have instead of going out and above and beyond. Is there any equipment that really needs to be replaced currently, or is that pretty much up to date? Or how, when it comes to equipment and budgeting, do you have any plans on that?
Well, the equipment, from what I understand, for the most part, is leased.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
ever so many years, your lease is going to come up. You're going to get different equipment. So that's one of the good things about leasing. The downside about leasing is you always have a bill.
Right. You never quite own it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
You never
Okay.
quite own it. But we want to keep that equipment as new and as functional as possible, because you lose too much money in downtime.
Gotcha.
You're losing what you're paying in salary. You're losing what you're paying for your machines, and it's just sitting there. So, getting the function down, and just getting everything to be where it has a better flow per se, I think will go a long ways. And a big part of that is keeping them machines moving.
Gotcha. Well, is there anything that we haven't talked about this morning that you were like, I really want the listeners to hear this about Johnny Caldwell for County Commissioner District 3?
As far as for me, I just think I would like the people to know, I'm here for the people. I know I'm running for District 3, but I care about every cranny in this whole county. And we are 1/3 vote of the decisions that are made for the county.
Right.
And I want not just District 3, but the whole county to know that I'm looking out for the best interest of the county. We haven't accepted any money from anyone, so we're going to work for the people. I want them to also understand, like I said before, Jay, I'm extremely approachable. If there's any issues, if there's anything we can do, we got a grant writer that's been writing grants for a very, very long time, and he's really good at it. Getting them grants is going to be a big part of what we can do as far as for myself to be able to bring in what we need to get the resources to get where we want to go in,
grants
in
are
4
huge.
years.
Yes,
and
sir.
the other thing I would probably say about myself is I'm youthful. I have a lot of energy. I've kept up with my body over the years. I've trained most of my life. I have energy. I could retire in 20 years if we could all get along. I could work for 20 years for the people. I could retire, and Jay, I could still be in 20 years just getting to the age of some of the guys that are running now. And so I believe that getting in there and creating some consistency at the leadership role is also one of the ways to become better. You can look at sporting franchises, you can look at corporations, anything across the board.
Right.
And the ones that are the most successful typically have consistency at leadership. But when you say consistency at leadership, it's got to be good leadership. So I think if I'm in there, I know that I will do everything in my power, and I work extremely hard. I am a study-aholic. I mean, I look for every way I can possibly make to create a way to make things better.
Well, we talked in length yesterday.
Yes, sir.
When setting this up, and you definitely have a lot of ideas and a lot of details. I think that if people are really interested in communicating with you more, they should absolutely reach out to you, especially if you're an undecided voter right now.
Yes,
I
sir.
think reaching out to the candidates about very specifics that you're interested in is important. Johnny, what's the best way for someone to reach out to you and say, I heard you on the radio, you answered some of my questions, but I really wanted to know about this. You know what I mean? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
I give everyone my phone number. It's on all the flyers we hand out. We go door to door. If they're home, we hand it to them. If they're not, we put it in the door. My phone number is 580-236-2694. I would answer any questions there.
Text or call?
Text or call.
Text or call, okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
sir. They could also message on Messenger on Facebook. Just if you see me, feel free to talk to me. There are a lot of things that people don't know.
Right.
Like for instance, a lot of people, they don't know that Oklahoma is the only state in the nation that bases its local government funding primarily off of its local taxes. And that's why it's so important that we get someone in there that understands how to balance a budget, move money, that's willing to go to the Capitol, and them guys take you serious because they know you've done your homework,
right,
so that we can remove these caps, we can get legislative changes that produce more money for our county. And the thing is, it's not so much about producing more money for the county. We make the money here.
Right.
But we got to get legislative changes that let us keep it.
Yeah. That cap, I never knew anything about that cap until you mentioned
Yes, sir,
it.
in 2015.
So, wow. So that means no matter how much money brought in, roads only get this dollar.
Yeah, you only get that top dollar, whatever that cap is.
That's crazy. All right. Well, Johnny Caldwell, candidate for County Commissioner District 3, it has been a pleasure. Thank you again for coming in and chatting with us here on the show. Again, for those, you can go watch this back on Facebook, YouTube, and you can also listen to the podcast once we get it all posted.
I just want to say, I want to thank everyone that has come along with us on this journey. It's been a blessing. It has been more than I ever imagined. Just getting to talk to people, the benefits, the things that we've been able to do to help the public. I want to thank everyone that showed up for everything that we've done that has benefited the people of this county. Thank you all.
Appreciate you, Johnny, and look forward to seeing the results on Tuesday.
Yes, sir, man. We're ready.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be back, folks. Hey, a Tulsa King-style heist in Philly and a spectacular display on a Tennessee highway. Up next on Laney J's Lowdown. That's right. It's time for Laney J's Lowdown, as presented by Jay Lindley. And before I say that, I want to say a big happy birthday to my granddaughter, Heather Heisman. Love you. Pop Pop loves you. Hope you have an awesome birthday, kiddo. Well, still, this reminded me of Tulsa King. Anybody else watching Tulsa King? Truck driver executed a pretty brazen theft at a Philadelphia warehouse on Friday, stealing 18 pallets of bourbon containing 10,800 bottles worth $500,000. That's right. Sophisticated heist in Philadelphia. Reminded me of Tulsa King when they tried to steal all that bourbon from, what's his face? The Montague? Whatever. Anyway, thought that was funny. And anybody see the video of the fireworks truck that went off there in a Tennessee highway? Apparently, a truck carrying fireworks caught fire Saturday night on Interstate 75 in Tennessee, creating a very large and crazy display. The Chattanooga Fire Department responded with Tri-Community Fire Department crews. Says here, northbound I-75. I saw the video last night, so I had to find this. It was crazy. Got a early 4th of July fireworks display there in Tennessee on I-75. That's it for Laney J's Lowdown. Big thank you to all of our candidates who join us in studio to tell their story. A lot of the time you have social media, and social media can try to write your story for you. But I appreciate the fact that our candidates come in and tell their story from their own mouth and let you see it and hear it here on the show. So, again, a big thank you again to Johnny Caldwell, candidate for County Commissioner District 3, who was here in studio this morning. All right. Up next, I got exactly 5 minutes. I also got the second of Two for Tuesday from Dwight Yoakam. Then we've got you some impossible question up next. Join us in the chat at KKBI FM right now. That's right. It's time for the impossible question, brought to you by Nova on Broadway in downtown Broken Bow. If you want to play and win the prize, you got to call in to win. That number is 584-3388, 584-3389, or 584-3372. Now you have the numbers to call and play and win. Those that are playing along on Facebook Live, YouTube, and TikTok We'll also answer. Got a question over here. Do you know when Gloria? Oh, Dale Gloria. Yeah, they're open. I'll get to that. I'll get you there, Cassie. So, by the way, Dale Gloria Jiu-Jitsu is open Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday in the evenings, and Tuesday and Thursday on ladies' class is 11, and the open mat is at noon, Tuesday and Thursday. But I'll get more details for you. Somebody was just asking in the chat about Dale Gloria Jiu-Jitsu. All right, here is your impossible question brought to you by Nova. A new study shows Americans thought they wanted this in their lives. But actually, in most people, it causes depression, anxiety, and overall unhappiness. What is it? Yeah, a new study shows Americans thought they wanted this in their lives, but actually, in most people, it causes depression, anxiety, and overall unhappiness. What is it? Good morning, Billy. Good morning, Dad. Good morning, Doris. Good morning, Charlene. James says social media. That's a great answer. It's not social media. But that's a good start. It's not more money, Robert, but that's a great answer. More money, more problems. You know that's right. Caffeine, Cassifer. That's a great answer. It's not caffeine. It's not caffeine. Matter of fact, I can narrow it down for you throughout. Let's see if we get a phone. All right, let's go to the phone line, see what the caller's calling in here. Good morning. What's your answer?
What is AI?
AI. That's actually a really good answer. It's not AI, though. Trying to save your life. Good morning, Minda. We haven't had another answer. That's good, though. Great answers coming in. Good morning, Minda. Minda, right there over there on TikTok. Big shout out to Minda. Hope you're having an awesome morning. All right, here's the question again for your impossible question brought to you by Nova. A new study shows Americans thought they wanted this in their lives, but it actually causes depression, anxiety, and overall unhappiness in most people. So what is it? Vanessa says friends. Great answer. Great answer. Not what we're looking for. Let's go to this line here. Good morning. What's your answer?
Love.
Love. That's actually a really good answer. I could see how that does cause all that at some different occasions, but it's not what we're looking for today. It's not love. Thank you for the money gun, man. That's pretty cool. I love those. It's not love. It's not love. But that's a good answer. Yeah, Americans thought they loved this. Am I stumping y'all today? Am I getting the win today? Y'all ain't making it that easy. Neighbors. It's not neighbors. It's not neighbors. A new study shows Americans thought they wanted this in their lives, but actually in most people it causes depression, anxiety, and overall unhappiness. What is it? What is it? Hey-o. Hey-o. All right, let's go to this line here. Good morning. What's your answer?
What is social media?
Great answer. It's not social media. Texan native trying to save your life says marriage. That's actually a great answer. It's not marriage or social media. That's great answers coming in. I will say this. After 2020, this exploded. After 2020, this exploded. It's not money. Yeah, here's your hint. After 2020, this exploded. With that being said, that means it happened a lot more in 2020, starting in 2020. A new study shows Americans thought they wanted this in their lives. But actually, in most people, it causes depression, anxiety, and overall unhappiness. What is it? Being alone is also one of the negatives with this. Being alone is also one of the negatives. Yeah, we got the correct answers all over social media. Sarah got it. DGP got it. Lisa got it. Minda got it. Yeah, everybody's got it. So who's going to call in and get the dub today? Who's getting the win? Billy got it. Yes, sir. Everybody got it today. Great job over there. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. What's your answer?
To work from home.
It's remote work. Yes. Who do we have on the phone?
Heather Salinas.
Well, congratulations, Heather. Come by the radio station and pick up your winnings.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye. Heather Salinas gets the dub. Here, let me do it for real today. That's right. Congratulations, Heather Salinas. The answer is remote work has been linked to our more current mental health crisis everybody's seeming to deal with. Yeah. New major study of over 500,000 Americans reveals remote work significantly increases isolation and overall mental stress. And that shift after the pandemic really hit Americans hard. Researchers found remote eligible workers spent 1 additional hour alone daily and were more likely to have zero social contact on an entire day. The study attributes roughly 1/3 of America's post-pandemic mental health decline to remote work effects. Workers living alone faced the steepest toll, showing much higher rates of isolation and distress compared to those with family at home. Mental health impacts appeared in all kinds of data, and remote workers seeking more anxiety and depression medications than any other work type. Now you know. Yes, remote work sounds great. You don't have to get dressed. You don't have to get up as early usually to travel to work. Exactly, Bill. Billy's like, I just don't want to have to work. That's where I'm going with this. I know I would not enjoy doing the radio show remotely, and I know a lot of your big city radio shows went remote when the pandemic happened. But I will say this, we in small town radio, I know other radio stations did similarly as we did over across the state lines in Arkansas, but all we did was we just shut down the front office, no live guests. And then, during I think while we were, I want to say during a very short period of time, we actually wore masks because we were in, close quarters with each other. And then, after we learned more, like the world learned more, we were like, okay, we don't have to have the masks unless we feel like we've been, something's been around us or whatever. So, and then ultimately it all opened back up. But what I'm saying is being the fact that I could do the show here by myself, I didn't have to stay at home and do the show. But some of them, when they get sick now, even in the big cities, when they get sick, since they're already prepared to do the show from home, they just continue and do the show from home. So now you know, and knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. Good morning, Lily. Thank you for joining us, everybody. It's 6 minutes till the top of the hour, 7 o'clock. What else we got in here? Now we got, I got a lot to talk about when it comes to Laney J's mashup of the news. We've got Netflix. We've got new Scooby-Doo live action information. We got Taylor Swift's new country song. Y'all have heard it here on the radio. I knew it. I knew you. I knew it. I knew you is the name of it. It's hard for me to say the name of that song for some reason. But yes, Taylor Swift's information and some Brad Paisley. Brad Paisley's chiming in on the data centers here in McCurtain County. No, I'm kidding. It's actually next to the Nashville Zoo. But I thought it'd be interesting to hear Brad Paisley's comments on data centers as well, right? It'd be pretty fun, right? I like it. All right, we're going to take a break, which means I'm going to play some Eric Church. And then we'll be back with the top of the hour, news, weather, and sports. Join us in the chat now at KKBI FM. Good morning. Bass Country 106, Eric Church, smoke a little smoke. I'm Jay Wesley Lindley, your host here, hanging out with you, wrapping up the 7 o'clock hour. Again, we've got news, weather, sports, all that good stuff. Hey, speaking of sports, little piece of info for you here. The Spurs take their first game in New York City. So now the New York Knicks up 2-1 in the series, and they play another one in New York. Not tonight, but tomorrow night, right? I think, or something like that. So, but yeah. So it's 2-1. The Knicks still lead the series, but the Spurs with the comeback in New York City. Wouldn't it be crazy if every game that was won away? So it's like Knicks, Spurs, Knicks, Spurs, Knicks. Seven game series, Knicks winning it all. I think would be the outcome in that, right? No? Okay. Anyway, now you know. No one's at the battle. G.I. Joe. What else? We're going to talk about what people hate still today that they hated for 2 decades straight now. And what experts say about this summer that I don't think you'll believe, because I was like, you're a lie. That's a lie. There's no way. Yeah, experts say that the summer could be this, and I don't even believe it. We'll be talking about that in the 8 o'clock hour. I don't think you'll believe it either. Matter of fact, you'll say, when you hear it, you'll be like, fake news. It's fake news. It's fake news. All right, we'll be back. It's Jay and Laney J live on Best Country 106. That's right. Put your hands together. Best Country 106. It's Jay and Laney J live. I'm Jay Wesley Lindley, your host, hanging out with you. Laney out this week. And I've got to say, it's been a busy one. It's already been a busy week. Is it Friday yet? Oh, it's Tuesday. My bad. Oh! Yeah, that's true. Well, of course, without Laney J, we can't play Are You Smarter Than Jay Lindley? Unfortunately. And for those that were waiting patiently tomorrow for Wordle Wednesday, we won't be playing that either because that's a Laney J game. And I don't even know how to play it yet. We hadn't played it but one time, I think. So Wordle Wednesday tomorrow will be postponed to next week. Laney J should be back on Monday morning. And then it'll all be back to norm, if you will. Sorry for those that are like, Jay's okay. But I like Jay and Laney J. And I'm like, me too, actually. Literally, we have the same feeling about it. I promise you that. Okay, I do have I have some really good news coming up in the mesh-up of the news. So stay tuned for that. I am looking forward to it, actually. We're talking Netflix. We're talking Scooby-Doo. We're talking Taylor Swift's new song streaming making some hits or making some records or whatever. Brad Paisley, he's chiming in on these data centers here in McCurtain County. We'll be back. Here's some Miranda Lambert 2 for Tuesday. Best Country 106, Jay and Laney J live. Miranda Lambert's 2 for Tuesday there with Run the Second. 15 minutes after 8 a.m. Thank you for joining us out there in Radio Land online, SEOKradio.com. Plus, we've got TikTok Live still rolling. We shut down the Facebook and the YouTube Live just a little bit ago. It had died down. We've been having a little bit of internet connectivity issues, which can cause problems when it comes to a live stream, and you get too much loading screens from your watchers, and they will move on. And I don't blame them one bit. So, thank you for joining us out there. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, I did have something I needed to bring up this morning. Let's see here. All right. Oh, yeah, we talked about it earlier. Voicemails. Apparently, you're sinister if you leave a voicemail these days. And I thought to myself, it's not that bad, is it? But in reality, what is a voicemail could have been a text message, right? I mean, right? Usually voicemails are sent by data centers. So, speaking of data centers, coming up at 8:30, we've got your mashup of the news. I've been teasing it, but everybody's chiming in on them, even country music stars. Bass Country 106, Jay and Laney J live. A little 2 for Tuesday from Morgan Wallen there. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We appreciate you. Do have another lined up this morning from Bailey Zimmerman to get us into that morning mesh up. I do want to say a couple of things. We have our app that is now live, so you're welcome to download the app to your smart device. Just search Southeast Oklahoma Radio, and then once you get it downloaded and start listening to it, if you notice any bugs, it is a brand new app. If you notice any bugs, hey, take a screenshot and email that to us, or somehow let us know, maybe message us on Facebook. But yeah, let us know so we'll be able to send those to the app creators and get those bug fixes and everything worked out. So it'll be a seamless use for you there. So again, Southeast Oklahoma Radio is where you pick that up at. Also, make sure you follow us on all the socials, keyword KKBI FM. Of course, we've got those joining us right now on TikTok. And then, of course, YouTube. You can go subscribe on YouTube and get those notifications every time we go live Monday through Friday at 7:10 a.m. Central Time. And, of course, the podcast. Don't forget the podcast. Yeah, just search Jay and Laney J Live anywhere you download your podcast today. You can hear us back in its entirety. Here's Bailey Zimmerman, 2 for Tuesday. Good morning. That's right. It's time for the mashup of the news as presented by Jay Lindley. Netflix unveiled the first photos and videos of the actual puppy starring as Scooby-Doo in the upcoming live-action series Scooby-Doo Origins, marking the franchise's first use of a real canine. The streamer released a teaser showing the Great Dane meeting Shaggy, played by Tanner Hagen. Currently filming in Atlanta, the series premieres globally on Netflix in 2027. And Taylor Swift's new Toy Story 5 anthem, I Knew It, I Knew You, broke multiple streaming records on Fridays following its release. Spotify reported the track became the most streamed country song in a single day by a female artist. Apple Music announced it is set records for first-day soundtrack single listens and became 2026's biggest country track. Amazon Music declared it had the year's largest streaming day for any song, and Swift wrote the nostalgia-filled tracks specifically for cowgirl character Jessie, which is voiced by Joan Cusack. All righty then. Last but certainly not least, we've all been interested in these things, and Brad Paisley is now rallying fans against a big data center coming near the Nashville Zoo. So there you go. That's Brad Paisley's thoughts on the data center that's proposed near the zoo there in Nashville. Obviously, the social media here locally has blown up as the thought or talk. I don't know if it even, and here's the thing, I don't know how much of it is true or how much of it's just, people getting worked up over nothing. But the people talked about data centers. They talked about solar farms, things of that nature here in the area. So that's been in the community, in the talks for quite a while now, for at least for a few weeks now. So it'll be interesting to see if any of that comes to fruition here locally. And I will follow and see if Brad Paisley's urge for people there in Nashville to sign that petition comes through as well. That does it for your mashup of the news, my friends. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I have had fun. It's been a great show. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I've got a couple of things to announce coming up very shortly, so stay tuned for that. But first, 2 for Tuesday from Big and Rich. We're going big time, baby. Good morning. Bass Country 106, Big and Rich, 2 for Tuesday. It's Jay and Laney J live. Good Tuesday morning. Thank you for joining us out there. It's been a pleasure so far. Thoroughly enjoy bringing you just enjoy bringing you the show. But like I said, I totally miss Laney J. And for all of you out there that are like, okay, I guess, whatever. She'll be back on Monday for sure. Maybe sooner. She hasn't said, but she'll definitely be back on Monday, according to Laney J. And that's 20 minutes till the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. All right, without further ado, people have been wondering. I brought it up earlier. Experts say summer 2026 is going to be one of the biggest travel seasons yet. And one of those reasons is that gas isn't as high as experts expected. So apparently this gas price hike, or, the fact that gas prices go up, they do every year right before Memorial Day, right? Gas prices went up, but experts said apparently that it's going to go way higher than it actually did. And then gas prices kind of leveled off, and people still traveled so many miles for that Memorial Day weekend. I guess it was another record-setting Memorial Day weekend for travel. And experts say 2026 could be one of the busiest travel seasons ever. And with that being said, they also say, now the experts say, gas prices are going to start falling again. Can we even believe experts here anymore, chat? I'm not going to. If you call yourself an expert, instantly discredited. Post Malone. Here we go. 12 minutes till the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. It is Jay and Laney J live. We got another 2 for Tuesday coming at you here very shortly as we about to wrap up the show. It has been fun, though. Thoroughly enjoyed this, too. Thank you for joining us. Of course, again, you can listen back anytime if you're just joining us and you're like, I missed it. Oh, that's okay. You can go back to Facebook and YouTube, watch that show back as well as listen to it on our podcast, keyword Jay and Laney J live. We got another 2 for Tuesday. This one from Riley Green featuring Luke Combs. I figured 2 Luke Combs wouldn't be bad on the 2 for Tuesday, and then I could chime it in there with with Riley Green too. So a 2 for Tuesday from Riley Green and then Randy Hauser. And that'll do it for the show today. Everybody have a wonderful Tuesday. We'll do it again tomorrow, 7:10 a.m. Central on Jay and Laney J Live. Bye!